or the disrespect before you play back. Button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check fam? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of checking these buttons. Chapters down below, sub button right there. Take the time. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to help the channel grow and hit that sub button. We got 2 videos today. At least that's my goal. Posting this one early on. This is a hot debate. Just started like yesterday or a couple of days ago. Everybody in the FGC is talking about these youngsters. Is the games too easy? Are they too godlike? What the hell is we even talking about? So without further ado, let's get some hot ass buttons. Let's go. All right, first up, for them kids are only good at fighting games today because the games are easier, buttons that need to be checked, and it's not just one person saying that. It's also some highly credible names that are actually saying that, but we're gonna unpack that in a second. I'm gonna unpack it step by step. So hold on. We all know, like, just like the surge of all the young bucks. We're talking about your Blazes. You're talking about more recently, Hanao. I might be pronouncing his name wrong, but the 14-year-old prodigy that just went through everybody at the, I guess the last offline premiere for the CPT in China. We just covered that a couple days ago. Okay, so right here, we're gonna pick it up with the TO by the name of Kyoshiro. I believe he's a commentator, also a Third Strike player, pretty well known in that community. So he made an interesting post. And honestly, let me state this before I read this. I don't think it came from a bad place. Y'all be the judge. But the reason why I say that is because he does a follow-up tweet at the very end of all this thing. So I'll read that as well. But first, let's start right here. So he posted this saying, I feel like Street Fighter 6 is the only game where kids can pull up and beat OGs. There is no way you would see that in older games, especially in Third Strike. That one has over 1 million views. That's how hot the topic is. Now, his comment got about almost 500 likes, but it has over 1 million views. Continuing on, people start responding saying, well, he was kind of on the come up for a while now. It's not like he just started playing yesterday. He responds saying, yeah, for 11 months. They respond, a lot of legends washed OGs back in the day. This isn't new. Street Fighter 6 is a great game that doesn't deserve all the bashing it gets. But somebody underneath that says, Drive Rush 6 is anything but great. All right, continuing on. I see Corey Gaming getting into this, saying kids dominate in chess all the time. And that game is old as fuck. I see Ryan Hart beneath that saying that's a great argument. How y'all feeling about that? Comparing chess to fighting games and how the young bucks in there is whooping ass. But going deeper right here, saying the age is totally irrelevant. Kids have done well in tons of esports and fighting games, although I do think it says something about just how dumbed down Street Fighter 6 is at top level when people with 0 Street Fighter experience can become tournament winners in less than a year. Then he actually clears something up right here. He said, I heard he started playing 11 months ago and just recently signed, but that was false. He started playing more than 2 years ago and he was signed 11 months ago. So now I'm confused because I remember during the tournament and other people offline were saying he just got signed like 2 weeks ago, something fairly recent, and this was his first showing. So man, like what a hell of a way to premiere for your team. So now I'm confused because they're like, no, he was signed 11 months ago and he started playing 2 years ago. So I guess we'll wait for confirmation on that. Continuing right here with Lord Knight, he says, first major win I had, I was like 20. IIRC Wawa won something in KOF 13 when he was like 13. First time I played Sonic Fox Grand Finals, they were like 14 or so. First time I played SKD in Grand Finals, he was like 15. Polka in GGST top 8 at EVO, he was like 14 or 15. Probably way more examples out there. Then I see Broski responding. This one has over 3.5 thousand likes. Little screenshot. If we click on it right here, it says, I guess, board Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 is for noobs, kids, and casuals. 16 years ago. Basically saying, people say that about every damn game. And underneath that, they say, I can't wait for when Street Fighter 7 drops, and people start saying Street Fighter 6 was honest footsies and fundies, saying shit like, but low forward drive rush was fair because burning 3 bars of drive was a big risk in the long run. Underneath that, saying the funniest thing about this discourse is that in any other context, a kid beating an adult at a video game is the most normal thing in the world. Then I see the legend Viscount right here posting saying, every generation has child prodigies because kids 14 to 18 with tons of free time on their hands can learn things super fast. Justin Wong is probably the US fighting game GOAT, and I remember Arturo/New York people telling me about him that he was going to take over when he was like 14 or 15 years old. JB pretty much co-signs that, saying Justin Wong won EVO when he was just 15. Then I see Damascus right here saying the only reason kids are doing well in Street Fighter is that more kids play it. The fantasy of OG players having insurmountable experience is ass. I watch Rocket League and the young players have mechanical skill on par with Prime Sako, laugh my ass off, stop inventing lower skill theories. That being said, honest to God, I can't imagine how it feels when you're Taquito 40, absolute legend at the game, multi-game winner, and you get punched up by a 14-year-old. Then from there, you got notable names sharing clips, I guess, of kids winning at a young age. Starting right here, I see HiFight saying 15-year-old kid winning Vampire Savior National Championship. Let's play this clip real quick.
見事優勝を収めたのは、D ブロック代表の梅原太陽さんです。皆さん拍手をお願いいたします。
Damn, they look so young back then, man. Sejam adds to this saying, in general, kids have infinite ability to learn, tons of time, and access to more resources than ever. Can't be surprised when they are super good. Then Incross posted this. I guess this was Wawa, the Fighters player, back when he was either like 13 or 14. He looks hella young in this clip. Check it out.
10 years old.
10
He's
years old. I don't care what he does.
Look at him, he's 10 years old.
Fantastic.
Oh, hold on. They said he was 10. 10 years old. I was about to say he looks hella young. Let's continue.
Already, Marvel is a hard game. I'm not discrediting it, but KOF, to play KOF? No, like classic Kyo. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, no, I do not believe what I'm seeing here, Blode. Oh my days! Oh my days!
How fast was that?
DBEX. Oh my days! Don't move, son! Punishment blatant! Oh my... Look at this. Where are you going? Where are you going?
10.
You're not going anywhere! I think someone's going to get trolled hard after this. Kara cancel. Oh my gosh! Where, how, what? Oh my god, this is it. If he doesn't miss this, he's dead.
Oh my god.
He's dropped it.
Hear the crowd
Super
in it.
Saiyan.
Golly.
Oh,
Golly, get off the
it
sky.
didn't matter.
That's your ass.
It didn't matter. Oh my days.
Wow.
Dude, you've just become a big man.
Wow, 10 years old. He said you just became a big man. I love the love that they were showing him. But going back to Damascus' point, like, yes, applaud, standing O, but you gotta figure it feels some type of way being a 40-year-old legend, and then I just got beat by a 14-year-old, or in this case, a 10-year-old. But hey, props is due where props is due. But it gets even deeper, because we see Luffy kind of adding a different perspective, saying maybe this all just has to do with the state of Street Fighter 6. Right here saying, apparently in Street Fighter 6, so many young prodigies popped up thanks to the ease to find information nowadays, but it seems that it doesn't happen much in KOF, Fatal Fury, Tekken, etc. Why is that? YouTube doesn't work the same way for these games. What matters is the amount of time/understanding it takes to be a threat, not really the age. Of course, spreading information makes it quicker, but common Street Fighter 6 is the worst example to come with. Everybody is a threat. In 2 months, 80% of the cast, how you feeling about that? He said everybody is a threat. 2 months. 80% of the cast. Somebody underneath that responds saying, simplest answer is kids don't give a fuck about KOF. He responds saying, fuck them kids. And then it gets even deeper because we got the legend, the child prodigy legend himself. We're talking about XiaoHai. Now this is crazy because Reversal is doing a new, I guess, a documentary interview with him, but they haven't released it yet. They said they're releasing it sometime this week, which sucks because now we have to wait. But the good part about it is they revealed a quote. Check this shit out. Here's a quote from the interview. Kids are only good at fighting games today because the games are easier. Conveniently, our XiaoHai interview is almost ready to be published. Was KOF 97 too easy though? On our YouTube channel this week, and it's not there. I keep refreshing, it is not there yet. You see down below another quote saying, by age of 9, I was already the best KOF 97/98 player in the whole city of Guangzhou. I'm probably butchering the name, but you get the point. So I'm very curious now, like what the hell did he exactly say? Because he could easily say something like, kids are only good at fighting games today because the games are easier. And then in the next sentence, he could say, oh, what I really mean is, please don't take it out of, you know what I'm saying? He could clean it up. And it doesn't really sound, I guess, too harsh. But on the other hand, some people could say, that's not harsh, he's just keeping it real. Then wrapping it up right here with the TO Kyoshiro, the one that started this whole thing. Like I said, I don't think it necessarily came from a bad place. Right here, he says, I just want to be clear, I'm not hating on these young players, don't get me wrong, I'm just baffled that a 14-year-old kid can farm pros one after another despite all their 20+ years of experience in fighting games. Then right here, he says, everybody please understand that I was not expecting the tweet to go crazy like that. It's just my opinion. I didn't mean to disrespect or hate anybody. I didn't mean to disrespect or hate anyone. Remember, it's fighting games that united us and gave us moments that we will cherish forever. I'm not a bad person. Check my new tweet. And there you have it. All right, so how are we feeling about this one? The two comments that stand out to me is when Damascus said the reason why kids are good at them, or so many kids are good at them nowadays, is because simply more kids play them than they did back in that day. Which I don't know, because when we all started, we were all kids. None of us were adults. I mean, that's the whole reason why we're here now. We started as kids. But then again, we had to because the fucking games were created when we were kids. So anyway, back to that point, he was like, it just makes sense. You have more kids playing it, so you're gonna see more that stand out. But the other one was Viscount, when he said every generation has prodigies because kids 14 to 18 with tons of free time on their hands can learn things super fast. You know, on one, if you think about it, it's not like every 14-year-old, 15, 16-year-old playing the game, because obviously there's a lot of them, they're winning Cap Cup, or they're beating Taquito and Punk and all this other stuff. It's always just like a random few that rise to the top. You're like, holy shit, who is this kid? It's not just any kid. But the last one, the one that I want to say hit the hardest or took the biggest jab at Street Fighter was Louffy, when he said, this doesn't happen much in KOF, Fatal Fury, Tekken, etc. YouTube doesn't work the same way for these things. You only see it, or these games, you only see it in Street Fighter 6. He said, common Street Fighter 6 is the worst example to come up with. Everybody is a threat in 2 months, 80% of the cast. How y'all feeling about that? Let me know. There it is one more time, Butt Check fam. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. This was a whopper, man. So all in all, man, I see a bit of everything. But, you know, you've seen that discourse a lot throughout the years, and it's not just Street Fighter 6. Hell, you even see it when a female player beats a male player. Like, that speaks. You know, there was a young female player, I think it was Evo France, right? She beat somebody, I guess a well-known pro. I want to say it was Tekken. Yeah, it was Tekken. And there was a lot of discourse. I think it was mostly love. Like all the comments that I read, it was mostly people being like, oh, she's godlike, she's amazing. But there were some comments where they're like, this speaks to the current state of Tekken because a young girl should never be able to beat such an OG. And then obviously you see it in other games, especially Street Fighter recently, where somebody kind of rises to the top. You're like, holy shit, who is this kid? He's amazing. But let me back up because it also might speak to the state of the game. But like I said, in the end, you see mostly love. People, even ones that are like debating it, were saying no hate on the kids. We're actually really happy for them and their success. But I think there's always going to be that back and forth to be like, well, just how good are they compared to how easy the games are, especially in the modern day and age we live in with the one-button execution in the modern controls. So once again, how y'all feeling? Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I don't know what it is, but I know somehow, some way, if you happen to be a 14-year-old just getting into the FGC, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace!
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe!
Good point. Because it's not like every kid that touches a game is just boom, they're automatically better. It's always this one special kid. It's not like we see, oh, there's like 20 14-year-olds in I was about to say top 16. We got 20 14-year-olds in top 16. The math is not mathing. Listen, what the heck? Maybe that's how good they are. Maybe they're just so fucking good that there's 20 of them in top 16. You see, it makes sense because they're just that good. I'm trying to save it, all right? I'm fucking up. All right, y'all have a good day.